Well, it's the Nitro RC nerds here, and through the first year and a half that we've been in the hobby, not even really a year and a half, we've been fortunate enough to be able to try a lot of different brands. And the list goes on and on and on and on. And so the whole intent behind this video is not to pit brands up against one another, and if a certain brand is not in my top 5, it doesn't mean I think that that manufacturer sucks or anything like that. These are just my specific top 5 brands that I have come to appreciate the most. And I'll delineate it into 3 different qualifications, if you will. And that is quality, price value, and customer service. And of course, this will be an ever-changing list, I'm sure, as my son and I progress through the hobby. So as an example, Savox and Works, we're fairly new to those brands. I have a Works B6 engine that I absolutely love. I only have about 3/4 of a gallon into it. It's probably my favorite engine right now, but I don't know if I can necessarily put Works in the top 5. I just haven't had a lot of experience with it. All right, so with that, let's go ahead and start it with number 5. Dynamite was the very first tool set that I ever purchased. I believe that as far as bang for the buck, they're probably the best tools on the market for that. I'm not saying they're as good as MIP, which I do have, or Huddy or anything like that. I'm simply talking bang for the buck. I have them in both metric and standard, which I really love. You know, tips are going to go out on them just like anything, especially the 2.0 has gone out, and that's a very common screw. And you guys know I wrench the hell out of my car, so if you're using a 2.0 every day, many times a day, eventually after 6 months it goes out, I'm not going to complain too much. They have, they're a very versatile brand. I love their Magnum Force 2 contact cleaner. I've used their aluminum servo horns, etc., etc. Thumbs up for Dynamite. Oh, and additionally, Dynamite makes a link setup. How cool is that? So I'm very excited. That's something that I will definitely try. I love a good link setup, and so once again, just an all-around great brand. I really like ProTek, as it seems like anytime that I'm looking for something, it seems that ProTek makes it. I use them a lot for things like bearings or screws, or really just kind of a wide breadth of items. You can see I've used their glow plug igniters. I even have 2 of their servos. I have one in my son's Losi at 2.0. I'm also putting one in my Savage X 4.6. So far, the one in the Losi's turned out flawlessly. I think they have a very good price point. So things like bearings, I usually clean them once and then just replace them. And you know, anytime I'm looking for, let's say, a screw on my Hot Bodies D8T, an odd size screw that Hot Bodies maybe wants to charge $6 for 4 of them, I can get, you know, 8 of them of the ProTek brand that's of equal or probably better value for like $2.99. So you can't go wrong there. I really, really like ProTek. When I started thinking about this list, I was actually amazed at all the different OFNA artifacts that we have. And not just that, but how much we really enjoy them. So obviously I've got an OFNA Hyper 7. I'm running 3 of their receiver battery packs, which I absolutely enjoy. I have everything from on-road tires that I use on my Losi 810 when I want to run around the road, and these tires have been probably one of my favorite sets of tires. I have everything from fuel bottles. This OFNA Sagema glow plug igniter is my favorite glow plug igniter I own. I've got a great car stand, and of course the Truggy starter box, which is a freaking animal, and I use it on my Truggies and Buggies. So just an absolutely tough, wonderful brand. I have no problems whatsoever with using any OFNA products. Losi guy. I don't consider myself a Losi guy. My son Andrew, who races this 8.2.0 is. But this is where I just got to call it like I see it. Losi is the complete package. I mean, man, it's the real deal. They're quick, fast, agile, durable. You want to talk about tough? When my son Andrew first started racing, he had a lot of bad crashes. I mean, I'm talking really bad crashes, the vicious crashes that just make you squirm. I'm talking slamming into a wall at 5 feet in the air, going 25 miles an hour, cartwheeling down the track. The boy once missed a jump and went off the freaking property, going over a fence. You know, I call them those ooh crashes, the type of crashes when they happen, you hear people just go ooh. And you know what? The only things that are broken on this buggy are an antenna tube and his wing right here. Damn, I mean, that is a durable, I would say right now that this right here is the most durable vehicle that we have in our fleet. As far as this 810 right here, all I can tell you is it's my favorite vehicle. And I've got everything from an Exceed all the way up to a Mugen. And why is it my favorite? Simple. It's the most fun to drive vehicle that I own. I call it my little whippet. I mean, that thing is out there just zigzagging its way. It is a lot of fun. It's tough as hell, too. I bassed this thing like a donkey, and it's in better than new shape right now. The stock engines for Losi, I have a lot of different stock engines, and these things are definitely no slouches. They hold up well, and I can't get Andrew away from this stock 350. Every time, you know, we'll talk, and I'll say to him, hey man, you know, let me throw on a Works or a Nova P5 or something. And every time we come back from the track, he says, you know, I think I'm just going to stick with this for a little bit longer. So the engines from Team Losi, the stock engines, can't say nothing bad about them. With that, I am going to throw a 0.21 racing engine in this baby right here. But parts availability out the wazoo. You can see I use their shock oil. I've got a temp tuner I've had for over a year that's worked wonderfully. I use their fuel. I can't even count all the Losi products I have. And at the end of the day, like I said, I just got to call it like I see it. And I can't think of a single negative thing about Team Losi Racing. Alright, number one is M2C, and I don't have any artifacts, I guess, to show you, so because they're all installed. So I'll just have one of my vehicles here that uses some of their parts. So the reason that M2C Racing is number one for me is because they excel in all areas. They're innovative, they have superior quality parts, and their customer service is second to none. I mentioned earlier how my Losi 810 is my favorite vehicle, and back in the day when I first got into Nitro RC, someone recommended an M2C 3-shoe clutch for my Losi 810. The stock on it was a 2-shoe clutch system, and I'll tell you, you know, we do all these things to our buggies, and we work on them to fix them and improve them to this very day. The single biggest improvement I have ever seen in any of the enhancements that I've made to my vehicles was putting on the 3-shoe clutch on my Losi 810. I mean, after I put it on, I was like, dang, I just could not believe the difference it made. And this is back when I was new to clutches, and you know, I put on some 3-shoe clutches before, but still learning about them. And so I called Mitch Looper at M2C Racing to ask, you know, if I needed to shim these aluminum shoes, and he said no. And I said, oh, okay. And then he goes, well, wait. He goes, look at the flywheel. And he went on to explain why they don't need to be shimmed. And I thought that was really cool. Again, you talk about customer service. I mean, this guy not only wants to help people properly use his products, but he explains why his designs are like they are and how you can best leverage them. I'm running 3 of their clutch setups right now. And I can get about a gallon and a half before the shoes start to wear. I actually do have a set of extra shoes here for the setup on my Losi 810. I put a 4-shoe setup here on the universal variable weight flywheel setup for this Mugen. And when I built it, I didn't even bother putting the stock shoes on there because I knew that I was going to end up getting an M2C. They also do more than the clutches. Recently I was having a problem pulling arms on my D8T. And so I thought, well, let me go to M2C's website because, I mean, these guys know their stuff, and I figured they might have something. And I used a set of tapered hinge pins to help support the rear block in the front. And so far, problem solved. My damn T-Bone Racing bumper didn't hold up, but M2C's Racing design has fixed that issue on my DAT, at least so I believe so far. I'm also using some of their tapered shock pistons, and I'm looking to get some of their toe blocks for this Mugen right here. And also, Mitch at M2C informed me about something new that they're coming out with soon that I know I'm going to be the first in line to get, and I believe it's something that everyone can benefit from. I don't want to say what it is really because I'm not sure if he's announced it yet, but I think it's pretty cool, so I can't wait for that to come out. And so that's it. Again, the intent here is not necessarily to dismiss the other brands that I've tried and owned. It's merely just to give my top 5 from a breadth perspective, if you will. So as an example, ProTek was on my list, but does that mean their high torque servo is the best? Oh, of course not. My high-tech 7955s are. But again, just from kind of top to bottom, these are the brands that I've come to appreciate the most. So that's it, and thanks for watching. Hope you have a great day.